being a woman. I said that intentionally because to be a woman is not easy. It's hard work. Womanhood is a mystery. Sometimes you are so overwhelmed. Sometimes you can't even explain how you are feeling. I was telling someone lately, was asking why I'm always with fun. I said, stop our menopause. It's always making us to sweat. Is it pregnancy you want to talk about? Is it delivery? Is it trusting? Is it being wired as a noodle? Is it being trusting to a fault? Is it giving and giving and giving and giving and giving? You just kept giving, from chores to school runs to everything. You are just giving. I celebrate every woman here. I said something, I posted something on my Instagram when I was for the Special Women International Day. I said a strong woman is not the one who never breaks. She's the one who heals, rises, and still chooses purpose. A strong woman is not the one who never breaks. She's the one who heals, rises, and still chooses purpose. That is a strong woman. If you are hearing me today on various platforms, I want to welcome you especially to this 3 days powerful program, When a Woman Heals Her Wounds. That's the caption for this 3 days program. Today is the first day, and I have a lot of packages for everyone. Please share, go and share with your friends. Can you do me a favor? Please share. The person you are sharing this with will thank you for the rest of her life, having had to listen to this life-changing episode. Please share. Tell someone to tell someone. Please sincerely put it straight on your WhatsApp group, any group whatsoever. Just put it there, because you know what? When a woman heals her emotional scars, she becomes a dynamite. She becomes a general. She becomes a powerful woman. Thank you, ma. Thank you for joining, ma. I saw her Aaron stores. Thank you, ma. When a woman heals her wound, she becomes a strong woman. She becomes unbreakable, unbendable. She becomes a woman of virtue. The words will be coming out of her will not be from the mouth, from the surface. It comes from the well of healing. I was telling someone, I said, people don't know the price you pay to say I'm a woman of God, or I'm a woman. Let's even allow God Almighty to, we're grateful. But to be a woman, there's so much price to pay. Look at us. We wake up in the morning, wake the children up, do school runs for years. Some of us, you know how many years you carry the children to school, you bring them back, you prepare lunch, you have to go to work, you have to change them in the car, you have to wait. Oh God, come on. Every woman is to be celebrated today. I celebrate you mothers. I celebrate you grandmothers. After you have done all your own with your children, they will not give birth again. You have to be going. Oh God. My second son was telling me, Mom, and my wife goes to bed. I said, I prayed one prayer, and it's a sincere prayer I prayed. I said, Lord, every wife that my children would have, let their mother be strong. And God has answered my prayers. I will not say more than that, because he was telling me, say, Mom, so what are you saying? I said, your wife must have a mother that is healthy. That is on his side. I want to welcome you I'm so excited. I'm so happy for you to be here, because we're going to talk about issues that are very strong and profound. Today, tomorrow is going to, and the next day, tomorrow will be great, and it's going to be powerful. The thing is, when a woman heals her wounds, I didn't say wound, I say wounds. You know why it's more than one wound? Because a woman is wired like a noodle. A woman is wired like spaghetti. A woman cannot compartmentalize and departmentalize her life. A woman would talk about children, talk about husband, talk about family. The life of a woman is like a hub of a wheel. You cannot separate a woman from her children, from her husband, from her husband's family. Everything is just all around the place. And that's why when Ruth said to her mother-in-law, I'll go with you, I said, this one is a strong woman. You know why? Women don't leave their tailors. They don't leave the person that grind pepper for them. They don't leave the person they play with in the neighborhood. So if she chose to leave, that's a strong woman. So a woman is wired to be everywhere. Her tentacles is everywhere. You can see the finger of every woman everywhere. We are not wired to be isolated. That's why when a woman is going to run crazy, she runs crazy. That's why you see more women in a mental home than men, and that's the truth. Things women tell me in my privacy, in therapy, is like, God, are you sure this is real? And at the end of the day now, because of the unhealed wound, because you are still bleeding, because you have not dealt with your emotional challenges, they will now call you a witch. Because all these years, when you're trying to survive, when you're trying to overcome the betrayal of the man, the betrayal of the woman that came to your husband's life, everything, the health issue, your children not doing well in school, they have to call you to come for school, and tell them that your daughter or your son is misbehaving, or your daughter or your son is on drugs. Whatever it is, sits in your emotions, and the body count the scores. Everything you go through, that's why you see women, a little thing like this, they start to have pimples, they are whipping through their skins, things begins to happen to them, and it's like, at the end of the day, because you refuse to be healed, because you don't watch your life in the place of mental, emotional, psychological wellness, when you're supposed to be eating the fruit of your labor, when you're supposed to be enjoying the children that you have labored over, guess what? You now be acting funny. You look at your daughter and you say, now the child I've labored over, now you want to say it's my husband, he's also my son. Then you become a witch, God forbid. The reason for healing is for you to enjoy life, is for you to drop the weight, is for you to be happy and be a survivor and become a wounded healer, a voice of healing, a voice of deliverance, a voice of favor, a voice of blessings. So you are free, you are happy. Or else, when a woman does not heal her wounds, it will become a thing of embarrassment in your old age, especially women that have really, really labored. This program is so important to please share with your mom, your grandmom, your mom's friends, because the truth is there are two major inlets to cancer. Number one, it can be genetic. Number two, most terminal diseases are stress induced. Please check, Google is your friend. Most terminal diseases are stress induced. By the time you have struggled and struggled, you can't sleep, you become unnecessarily sensitive, you are hypervigilant, everybody is doing you, because trauma is in your soul and is not healed. I was watching a lady today on social media, one of these artists. She lost her son. I was telling my team, I said, this woman has not treated her trauma at all. Because the way she was crying, she was having an interview and she remembered the death of her son and she broke down like a child. I said, why would people think when you are pained you should not treat your pain? I still don't understand. I don't know why we give so much attention to our physical body. When we have headache, when we have stomach ache, we rush to the hospital. Many of us, the kind of first aid that we have in our house is like you're in the hospital, semi-hospital. But for anything that has to do with your soul, it's neglected. I don't understand. I think it's an attack on the black race. Because sincerely speaking, how could you have gone through a lot? Look at this moon. Let's break it down. Healing the mind and emotional scars. Let's look at scars. Listen to me. Many women are carrying silent wounds. Childhood trauma. Let's look at childhood trauma. You woke up since the beginning of your life. Everything you heard growing up was, you are good for nothing. You are this. You are that. You better work hard. You better be this and that. You've never seen any affection. I'm talking about childhood trauma. You saw your dad beat your mom like nothing, that she was not going to wake up to see the following day. I told you in one of these platforms, I had a client. She could not be married till today. She's 30 something before she got married. True story. I even brought her on She Matters at a particular time. Of course, I do not name, no face, no identity. Do you know that she could not, her husband could not get into her sexually after she got married? She did proper wedding and everything. The man could not get in. She went to the hospital, she went to usage, she went everywhere before somebody said, go and try Mrs. Adetuberu. Probably. So I started asking her questions. Of course, I don't even understand screening at the time, but I know that you have to trace it. It's clacking. Even doctors will ask you questions. So I asked her some questions. I said, come, what exactly is the thing? Well, tell me you're growing up. She said everything is fine. She could not even trace the trauma to what has happened to her growing up. She said, I'm fine, everything is fine. I said, tell me about your mom and your dad. She said, they are fine. My dad is a military man. My mom is a petty trader. I said, okay. I said, can you remember any episode where you are growing up that brings about pain or trauma? She said experience. And by the time she's bringing her eyes down, tears was full on my table. She said, She just said, If I brought her on radio, if you check my old episode on She Matters, she was on the program. She said, okay. She said, She was trying to wrap her head around it, and as soon as she was thinking about what happened, she started crying, wailing. She was weeping like a baby. I said, okay, tell me. She took some time and she started talking. She said one day, hear this story. I'm talking about childhood trauma. She said one day she was coming back from school. There were 6 of them. They were coming back from school, and they heard everybody in the neighborhood trying to hold the dad because they were fighting. Blood was all over her mom. The daddy was beating the mom. And when she saw her mom, she said she was the only one that ran inside and crouched on the bed, and she was crying. You know, we react to pain differently, and children are not the same. She said she was just crying and weeping, and she just stayed indoor. You know, that shame alone will not allow her to go out the following day. How would you be a child, your dad and your mom are beating each other, and you want to play around with the children? You can't. So she didn't. She said she was just there. She said about 2 hours later, this is true life story. She said about 2 hours later, she said she just went to check on her mom because she too, she was crying, and she opened the door and she saw her dad sleeping with her mom, and she said never again. That was the reason why she had the private parts, she had everything, but her husband could not get into her. Her marriage was not consummated. She eventually, the man divorced her, because a marriage that is not consummated, the essence of getting married is to have sex, simple and straightforward. And she made a statement I can never forget. She said, I did not know that my past traveled with me to my future. Today, somebody was saying maybe she's married again, I don't know, but she has to be in therapy for years. Childhood trauma. You have to be able to check what happens to you that you cannot forget. A lot of people can't forget some things because of where I had to be in therapy personally for 2 solid years. There are things I couldn't forget growing up. I couldn't. I have marks on my body because of abuse. A knife was used. The mark is still here in my body. So I understand what I'm saying as I know my name. I am not teaching this theoretically. It's what I've felt, I've touched, I've handled. Childhood trauma. What about rejection? You saw your dad walked out on you because you're a girl. You saw your child walked out on all of you because he doesn't want to care. Another woman has taken his heart. Trauma. Rejection. Being abandoned. Broken relationship. Anytime you walk out of any relationship in this life, the trauma sits somewhere. Because a woman does not give anyhow. A woman gives everything. That's why a woman, That's why the private part of a woman is inside. Let me just put it that way. Men can give their manhood anywhere, it's outside. But a woman is inside, is deep. Any broken relationship, any man you have given yourself to in sex, and the person breaks your heart, that is a trauma for you for life. You are scarred for life. It could be consensual, it could be rape, whatever it is. I'm saying this because I understand the reason why I brought this program here. Healing the wound that is inflicted in your soul. Emotional scars are real. Physical scars are visible. They are real. What about rejection? Somebody just said something, or somebody looked at you and said, look at you, look at your style, look at your shape, look at your head, look at your hand, you are da 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 da. And you know, people are so insensitive to words. People don't care. They can say anything. It is a very few people I've seen that they will weigh what they say before they say it. Most people don't care. They can say anything, they can talk anything, they just felt that when they are talking to you, you are just a table or a chair. Meanwhile, you have a spirit, you have a soul, you have a body. Every negative word spoken sits in your soul. Rejection. I sat down for 2 years to deal with rejection. I sat down the floor. I was doing everything because rejection was my first name, my second name, my last name. From pregnancy. My pregnancy was rejected because of allegation. My paternity was questioned. So when I'm talking like this, I know what I'm saying. What about betrayal? You gave everything to a man you trusted. You know how many people have done things for men, and at the end of the day, boom, the man just took off. And you see them on another person's shoulders. Now, don't relate trauma to gender alone. Men too feel traumatized. Men too have been betrayed, rejected, abandoned, isolated. Things happen to us. We are emotional beings. Please get that to your heart. Verbal abuse, emotional abuse. What about sexual abuse? Some of you grew up in a system that somehow, the people, the cousins, the nieces, people that are supposed to be your protector, they have become your predator. They messed you up sexually, and you dare not tell anybody. Why would you talk? You want to destroy family, you want to break family. You are even scared to talk because the person that is sexually molesting you is your breadwinner. How do you handle that? You can't. You cannot. Because you are afraid your school. I brought a lady, you saw her, I brought her. They were twins. The pastor they were living with, because the parents just wanted them to read because they didn't go to school. You know what happened? The man was sleeping with the two of them. I brought them on the program. Trauma. Sexual abuse. You know how many women are walking the streets of life with so much pain of sexual abuse. For even if there is no sex, real sex, for the fact that somebody touched your boobs without your consent, somebody touched your bum bum without your consent, it is an assault, it's an abuse. You know how many of you be passing and a guy will just slap your boobs or slap your breast or slap your bum bum, and he's like, what would you do? And and everybody that molested people or that sexually assault people, they groom them. They groom them for the abuse. They groom them for the abuse. They groom them for the abuse. They groom them. They just groom them for the abuse. You know, I am palpitating because I understand. I understand that somebody is hearing me and is going through a lot. Before you know it, you find yourself having to become at the mercy of people that you don't even know, that you don't understand, and you can't tell anybody. And let me tell you something, this is always a door. It's a door. Any form of sexual assault, sexual abuse is a door to wrong lifestyle. You will sleep around, you will choose wrong relationship, you will be comfortable in abuse, you'll be trauma bonded with an abuser. The person is beating you, slapping you, doing everything. You just say, they're not a problem. Let me just endure. And you now be using scriptures to mask lies. Please don't. God doesn't want you to be in an abusive relationship. It's not the will of God for you. Please understand that. The person that is abusing you must be ready to take responsibility to heal. That is the will of God for your life as a woman. What about verbal abuse? Your eyes, your leg. You are too dark, you are too tall, you are not fine, you are too fat. All those words breach something. What about disappointments? All these things are here. And you know the thing that pained me most is most women, you know what they do? The moment they are in that space, because of shame, they now mask it. They will not be pretending. They pretend under overdressing. They pretend under bleaching. They pretend under talking. They pretend under I'm going to be so rich. They will be so rich. They will do everything to make money, but they are sad. And unfortunately, again, they pass the baton to their children because you are bleeding. A wound that is not healed, what will happen? It will be smelling. And when something is smelling around you, you smell it now. It's like you fart, everybody smells it. So it becomes a thing that you pass the baton. I've seen women, hear me, you know what I'm saying, that their relationship, they are married now because they came from a dysfunctional home. Being married now, they have raised children that are also struggling with relationships. Because if you don't heal, you will pass it down. You pass it down. Some will mask it. They mask it, overdressing, overacting, they just over. And some will just pretend. It's fine, everything is fine. I was having a session with my clients today, and she was telling me that she's working in a place where, you know, there's a lot of toxicity. But she said, well, because I'm going to work 7 hours a day, I will just sleep. I said, madam, the reason why you're in therapy is for you not to pack everything aside. Let me tell you what you are doing. It's like you are packing dust or dirty things under the carpet. After some time, it will swell up. I said, what therapy does is we put you to the theater table. You lie down and we cut you and bring those things out and suture you back. Therapy is medicine. But what we do is that we are treating the soul. We don't treat the body, but we treat the soul. And soul is tangible. Why are you so downcast, oh my soul? Put your hope in God. David said, he makes me to lie down and he restores my soul. You are a tripartite being. You have a spirit, you have a soul, you live in a body. Emotional life is real. It's like touching my physical body. That's how emotions are. Please don't pretend that it's not there. Okay, if it's not there, why do you get happy? Why do you get sad? Why do you feel sad? Why do you feel happy? Why do you get angry? Why do you shut down? Why do you leave and you don't want to do anything? Why do you feel betrayal? Why would you just, on the inside of you have this anger that you want to hurt somebody right on the inside of you? Why? It's because your soul is real. That's soul for you. And of course, you bring it out physically. You act it out. You show anger. You throw tantrums. You verbally abuse because something is wrong inside. Hidden pain. Some women will always cry. But they look strong outside. Please, by the grace of God, I've left the realm of looking at the makeup. You know, the concealer, the finisher, the spray, the setting spray. I've lived beyond that one. Oh God. I've lived above that one, that I know. I know in my heart of hearts that when people go through storms, when people go through stuffs, they cannot but exhale it. It will show. It will show on your choices of relationship. Be hearing me. It will show in your choices of relationship. Relationship, not even with male or female. Relationship generally. When somebody comes to your life and fix that emptiness, that vacuum inside of you, you know what happens? You know what happens? Before you know it, before Jack, you start, the person is feeding your pain. And because the person is feeding your pain, you don't even want to bother. You don't want to bother. Please be getting what I'm saying now, because whether we are conscious of it or not, we are living, as scars are real. Emotional scars are real. Physical scars are real. Psychological scars are real. It is tangible. It is tangible. I told you about a lady that I saw. She was just crying. She lost her son maybe like 20 years ago, but the wounds are still fresh. When they touch the place of your wound, of your hurt, of what somebody had done to you, whether it is sexual, emotional, psychological, verbal abuse, the moment they touch it like this and the pain still goes to your brain, come on, sit in therapy and treat yourself. Just treat yourself. And I have a good news to tell everyone. We don't treat without screening. No good doctor will treat you without knowing the root cause of your problems. You must be treated. The screening test will give us the diagnosis, the prognosis. Where is the inclet to your struggle? I've seen report that came and told us, the analysis said this person has started sleeping with his sister when he was 8. They were just 2. Just imagine that. 2 years. The report came. It was like, the guy said, "Ma, how can I just fill a form and my whole life is exposed like this?" I said, "Okay, why would you take your blood sample to the hospital?" And they will say that, "No, that you have fever, you have malaria parasite." It's the same. It's the same. The difference is you are answering questions, and those questions are highly trickish, highly professional. The clinicians will sit with it between 8 to 10 days before your result is out. It's not beans. But the truth is, it helps us to know what is the cause. It helps us to diagnose, and it gives you the session of therapy you will need. Then you are healed. Listen, until the saints are restored, there will be no revival. Just understand that. People will keep migrating. And let me analyze. I live in Ibadan, so I used to explain that migration. I live in Ibadan, so when people have issues, they will start from redemption camp. They will move to Nafsat because they used to be Muslims before. They will say, "Let me go and pray for some time." Then they will now move to Mountain of Fire on the same Lagos Ibadan Express Road. Then when they leave that place, they will now go to one deeper life that is around. They will now go to Canaan land. That is how people migrate. If the level of churches we have in Nigeria today, if all the saints that professes Jesus don't have sexual problem, don't have anger problem, don't watch pornography, don't commit adultery, don't fornicate, don't lie, don't steal, you don't understand the kind of explosion. Jesus will come immediately, because the devil will know that there are saints on earth. But how high can you fly with a bag of cement on your head? How high can you fly with weight? Nobody flies with weight. And it can be so masked. You can mask it like nothing has happened. The truth is, until you deal with those things that are dealing with you, until you deal with the things that is torturing you mentally, emotionally, psychologically, physically, you are limited. It's a law of lead. You just know that. David said, "If I have a wings, I will fly." To fly means you are secured. There's no intimidation. There's no I sat down for 2 years to deal with rejection. The womb rejected me. My parents divorced when I was 6 months. So what do you expect from that child? I was a mark of her pain, back to back. So rejection made me to make wrong choices in life, make some terrible moves. But I'm grateful because I've become a wounded healer. I'm grateful because whether you like it or not today, I don't have one single pain. I'm healed completely. How do you know you are healed? Let me say it again. When they touch the point of your pain and you don't feel it, a memory came to you. You know how many men shed tears in the therapy room? At that spot, you see them, they are trying to macho it. They are trying to cover it. They are trying to, but at the end of the day, they'll just break down. I say, just release it. You are in a safe place. Because they've masked it for years. And everybody hearing me today, if you look at where you are coming from, something must have dealt with you in a way that you didn't plan to. It could be death of somebody. It could be and because nobody says anything, as a matter of fact, in Africa, when you talk about your pain too much, they will tell you to keep quiet. They will even assume you are throwing a pity party. No. See how they treat depressed people. Church will just isolate you and abandon you. She has no soul. She's not a nice person. We've done everything. She's not accepting love. She can't accept love. The root, the foundation of her life is abusive, is toxic. And children are not the same. Some kids are deeply emotional. And it's not wrong that you are emotional. God is even emotional. Jesus wept. God was angry. So emotion is not bad. But when those parts of your life are negatively touched, then you begin to walk on eggshell. You are hypervigilant. You are oversensitive. You care about what everybody says. When you are in church and they are singing some songs, sign, you start crying. I remember those songs. I remember. I cannot forget it. On the hill far away to the old rugged cross. If I was not healed, I'll be crying now. The emblem of suffering and shame. I would just be crying. I will hold to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. I was living in pain. If I have not been, actually, one of the things that is an acid test for my healing is that song. I'll exchange it someday for a crown. There's no way I will sing that song that I will not cry. Look at me. My voice is not even shaking. I'm healed. That is it. So check yourself. Everybody is checking themselves because it's going to be heavy. What about rejection, divorce? Your father left you like this and abandoned you like that. You are traumatized for real. You are traumatized for real. What about not being appreciated? Some of us, everything you have been doing. Well, I have a good news. Another good news. Any of us here today, just today, it's not going to happen tomorrow, that is ready to share with me. I wrote it somewhere. Let me bring it out because I don't want to forget. I didn't want to forget. 10 women who will share their story in their comments now will receive a discount on trauma therapy screening. I'll do free analysis. You are paying for the screening. Screening test is not my own. The clinicians are the ones that you pay for the screening test. You pay them. They spend 8 to 10 days to bring out your results. I, as a psychologist, I'll do the analysis and also give you first free therapy sessions. Please write it. Let them understand. The first 10 women today, as I'm talking now, on all my platforms, today, as I'm talking, I'll give 10 women who will share their story. Which story? Let me tell this story. Let me bring out the story now. Let me pin this so that people will. I need to pin this comment. Now, what is the story? Very simple. What pain have you been carrying that no one knows about? I'm going to put some people on the spot today. But just know that you are coming in for therapy. And what is that? What is the privilege opportunity? 10 of you that will share their story in the comments will receive a discount of trauma therapy screening analysis. I'm talking about free analysis. It's not the screening. The screening test for trauma is $350. It's not my money. I'm so sorry to tell you that. But the analysis is supposed to be my money. I won't take it. They are going to do one session free for you in therapy. But on one condition. You are going to share your story. What you are. I know some people are shy. But if you are shy, then you do the normal therapy session. I need people to be healed. All the silent wounds, sexual abuse, abandonment, disappointment. Listen, let me say this to you. Healing begins when you stop pretending. Healing starts when you stop pretending that everything is fine and you are hurting inside. You are aching. It's like you have labor pain. Hidden pain can make a woman to look strong outside but is bleeding on the inside. If you are bleeding here, I'm expecting 10 people, just 10 today. And let me tell you what trauma does to your mind. It gives you fear. You have some people already. Fear, you have fear. If you are ready to do that, let me just say I'm here. Just put in the comment section and type it. I don't want to call you. Just type it. Or should they send me a DM or something? It's just 10. You can send me a DM. 10. When 10 is off, is off. It's only 10 I can afford. You are paying for your trauma screening test. I'm doing the screening analysis in a layman's language, and I'm doing 4 sessions for free in therapy for you. I do it through Zoom, so I don't really see people physically. God has made it easy for us so that we can always share our issues on our Zoom classes. So no distance, no limitation. You have anxiety, you are just worried about what cannot be worried about. Probably you were molested when you were growing up, and you have a daughter that you have to. Yeah, I brought a lady. I think we had an interview with a lady that her daughter must wear boxers to sleep, jeans. It was when the daughter was telling me that my mom does not want me to go out. She doesn't want me to be anywhere. I'm always wearing boxers. She will tell me, wear boxers, wear jeans. So I had an interview, physical interview with the mom. The mom said she was raped when she was young. That's trauma. You can be traumatized when you have been through stuffs in life and you have not dealt with it. You can be traumatized when you are going through stuff that somebody was telling me today that his own addiction is weird, it's not new. I said, don't worry, when you do your screening test, I have vowed I will never ever treat anybody without screening. It's not fair on you. Anywhere, any therapist you go to see and does not know the root of your problem, how is he going to treat you? I mean, God has made things so easy for me. Then you have trust issues. I told you, if you are from a dysfunctional home, you've gone through a lot, you don't trust people. Don't trust, don't talk, and don't feel. Now, there's another thing that people don't understand that happens to people. Let me shock you with it. When you are comparing children, when a child is not accepted the way the child is, can't you see your brother, can't you see your sister, can't you see your... Please don't. Those who compare themselves with themselves are not wise. You are traumatizing that child. You are pulling that child down. You are making that child to have serious low self-esteem. Then, of course, you start pleasing people. You buy love. Because look at, I don't want to go scriptures, but listen to me. I have clients. If you've been seeing our promo of, the review of the screening test, you don't have to be religious to be treated. Doctors don't say this person is a Christian, this person is a whatever religion. And doctor can treat anybody. Anyone can be treated. Somebody said something that shocked me. I'll go back to what I wanted to say. She said, "Ma, I can't believe it that everything I went through in my life, my daughter is going through the same thing. You know the danger of not being healed. You pass the baton. You just give it to your child. Just like that. Because when you are bleeding, you bleed on people. But you have boil that is exposed, that is busted. It smells. It smells. Everything smells around. If you don't deal with it, before you know it, you will see a pattern being repeated. And when you are talked down, when you are completely talked down, you want to buy love. So if you see one person who is a narcissist, who is a sociopath, who has a personality disorder, the moment the person hoovers you like this, a little affection, maybe just bought you chips, chicken and chips on your birthday. Wow. Maybe that's the first time somebody will go out of their way to give you a gift. You have let loose your guards. No boundaries, nothing. You are just bare, you are open. And before you know it, you don't know that that person is just is one narcissist that has come to hoover you to truncate your life. Ask people that are married to people that are very, very delicate and dangerous by personality. If you look at them, you will see that they are people that were I don't want to say privileged. They were raised from people from a toxic relationship, being in their parenting, and today it has become a problem. Of course, trauma makes you to lose identity. You don't believe in you don't have worth. Anything goes. Anything goes. I don't want to stay long on this matter. I need 10 people that will just share, that are ready to share their story in this comment on all of our platforms. Then, of course, I'm going to give you, you're going to do your trauma screening test yourself. That is not my money, it's for the clinicians. But I'm going to help you to do the analysis. Is going to be free, and I'm going to give you one free session for therapy. That's a promise for you on this platform, just to say I love you, women. Happy Women's International Day. I'm waiting for you to share your story, and we'll take it off from there. Is anybody trying to join? Please, if you want to join or you want to say something, you want to come live, let me have it. We have some people here already. Okay, we are good. Just 10 people. Now let me see. How do you know you are healed? How do you know that you need healing? Healed? No, that's a long journey. Number one, you are tired emotionally. How do you know you have wounds, you are not healed? You are tired emotionally. You feel exhausted. You are afraid. Oh, don't let him leave me. Don't let him go. If he doesn't greet me now, what would I do? All of you have people like that. You expect them to be the one calling. If they don't call you, it's like your world is crumbling. It's like your life is going. No. Then you don't trust people. You have difficulty in trusting. Then you're always attaching yourself, Mrs. Attache. You are not free. You can't be alone. If your friend tells you he's no more interested in you like this, he's like the world has rejected you, or even God has rejected you. Do you know one thing? I sat for 2 years because the womb rejected me. I sat down for 2 years to deal with the root of rejection. Rejection can only affect your feelings, not your future. I was able to understand that rejection is not a wall, it's a door that leads to another door. I discovered that in the pursuit of my life. 2 years, apart from therapy. I didn't understand therapy. Church has not been fair on us. When you are born again, you are a born again Christian, you speak in tongues. That's the end. This happens, speaking in tongues happens in your spirit. That's why they say you are praying in the spirit. You don't pray in the soul. You don't pray in the body. That's the gospel truth. You only pray in the spirit. Spirit has nothing to do with baggages. Spirit is intact. Paul said it in 1 Thessalonians 5:3. He said, I pray that your spirit, soul, and body be preserved blameless. You are tripartite being, please. You know how many people go through a lot? Serious. When there is infidelity in your relationship, when your husband sleeps around, when your husband cheats on you, it crushes your worth, breaks you down, shattered you. And some of you don't even know that the reason why you are attracted to that particular person is because of where you are coming from. But I don't have problem with my background. Somebody please write, my background will not put my back on the ground. I don't care where I'm coming from. I can be raised in Falkland City, for Ibadan, local slum. But I can end my life in Buckingham Palace as long as I've made up my mind to do the needful, to work on myself. Sit in therapy. Therapy is wisdom. Therapy is not a sign of weakness. Africans, hear these. Dog can feel pain. They have soul. Dog relates with people soulishly. They are loyal. We are the only human being, we are the only creature of God that had spirit, soul, and body. Dog has a soul and they feel pain. You keep hitting the dog. If it's not going to back at you, back at you. Hit a cat if it's not going to react to you. Hit a goat if it's not going to knock you. We feel. The difference is that your spirit is alive when you are saved, and when that spirit becomes alive at salvation, you have a lot of work to do. If you have baggages, their baggages is just 1 bag of cement. Some is 10 tons of cement. Some is 10 trailer loads of cement. You can't fly like that. The first 10 people that would share their story with me today, I will allow you to do your screening test. You pay for the screening test. I'll do free analysis. I'll break it down in a layman's language, and of course, finally, I am going to do 1 session of therapy with you. Then I'll leave you to decide. Now, you know the beauty of the screening test. The screening test will tell you how many sessions you need to be whole, to be complete. Not only that, the screening session will tell you, the screening sessions will tell you how to go about your healing process. So you know line upon line, precept upon precept, how you are going to be healed. I think that is just the mercy of God that He gave us so that we can experience true revival in this end time. And it's possible. Help is available. Please don't let your background put your back on the ground. Don't let your past travel to your future with you. Make a decision. Make a decision. One of the signs that you are not healed, that you are living in hidden silence. sadness, pardon me, silence and sadness, two of them. You are sad, you are living in silence, you are living in sadness. And of course, you are feeling invincible. I'm not here. Your presence may be obvious that you are somewhere, but your mind is saying, I'm not here. You feel invisible, you feel small. And people that are evil, let me put it that way, people that are also hurting, people that have also been traumatized, people that have also been abused, they will leverage on that. They will take advantage of it and start putting you down, torturing you, bringing you to your knees for just no reason. Of course, there's a reason. The reason is the law of attraction. I can show you from Genesis to Revelation. That's all I see. Anybody that is dysfunctional, hear me and hear me. There's a natural attraction to a man or a woman that is also dysfunctional. Don't play with me on this. I can show you. Isaac was dysfunctional. Rebecca was dysfunctional. How would you meet a girl at the well, and the next thing is, do you want to marry now? Marry now. How? The day of the wedding, it was uncle that gave her out to marry. Where is the dad? Now, what happened to Isaac? Isaac and Ishmael and Rebecca, and Isaac, Ishmael, Sarah and Abraham. They had their drama. Any home that there is drama, there's trauma. Please, somebody write it. Any home that there is drama, there's trauma. On every single child that lives in that house, there's trauma. At every point of drama, there's trauma. It might not be obvious to everybody, but when you are emotionally sick, you know. This afternoon, I was having a session with somebody, I think in the morning. You know, I used to say that emotional wounds are not x-rayed, but now we have the privilege to x-ray emotional wounds and get the result through screening analysis. Thank you so much for watching. Wow. So, how do I get into healing? Number one, you must know there is pain. Hey, some people are so much in denial. I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm very okay. But you know that you behave like a dog that had rabies. You know any little thing, it's flip up your handle. Your fuse is short. You are not okay. Sorry. You just know that. You are not okay. I'm so sorry. That's the truth. Don't let your pain define your future now. Look at me. Don't let your pain define your future. And I'm just warming up. I'm going to show the devil pepper. Chai. This is payback time. Payback time. You can say the same thing. You can open your mouth and tell yourself, this is my payback time. I'm going to let the devil cry over every pain he has caused me in this life. Don't forget, we don't treat without screening. Any hospital you go, let me explain it in a very simple way. You have headache, you go to the chemist, you take pain reliever, any form of analgesic. If you are still not comfortable, some will go to the chemist, they won't just buy pain reliever, they'll buy anti-malaria because we're in Africa. Those of us who are in Africa, you know, you just quickly, now you've treated malaria. Maybe if the symptoms persist, you know, Africans, we are not fair on our health. That's the truth. We take our health for granted. You quickly go and buy antibiotics. You don't do that to yourself. You bomb your system with antibiotics and there's no diagnosis. Now, you have done that at the chemist. Nothing happens. You now say, oh, I don't think, I'm still not feeling myself. You now rush to your nearby doctor. We do that in Africa. I'm talking about African setting. Those who are living in diaspora, is not your business. I'm talking about here. Because you have to go to see your GP, general practitioner. They will now direct you to a specialist, you know. But I'm just explaining it in the content of how we treat ourselves in Africa. So you go to your doctor. Doctor will say, okay, that anti-malaria is not strong enough. Take injection. They will check your BP, take injection, and probably just treat you. In the next 5 days, if you are not feeling better and nothing happens, and you go to that same doctor or you go to a teaching hospital, the next thing is they will bring some sheet of paper out from their drawer and write some things and tell you to go and do tests. They can write 6 or 7. They take it to the lab, go and do your test. Because now they know that they have to nip the problem on the bud. They have to treat the problem right from the roots. So they will wait for the reason. If you are on admission, they will leave you there. When the doctor is doing ward round, the next question is the report ready? That's what the doctor, any reasonable doctor will do. Is the report ready? When they say the report is ready, then he will look into the report and give the treatment. And before you know it, 2-3 weeks, depending on the sickness, we are off admission. And that's what we do in mending lives. We don't treat without screening. I'll keep saying it. I'll keep emphasizing it. I'll keep telling people that screening saves you from waste of money, time, investment. If you know what is wrong with you, there's an adage that says that if God shows you your enemy, he can't kill you again. That's the beauty of knowledge. And God gave us brain so that God can rest. Why do you go to hospital when you are sick and you don't do tests when you are sick emotionally? We've not been fair on ourselves, but help is always available. I want to say thank you to everyone who have sent me a DM and who are willing to do their trauma screening test. I said to you, you are doing your trauma screening test. You are paying for that. What you are not paying for is me analyzing it to you in a layman's language. When your result is out, your result is going to be out between 8 to 10 working days. That's when the clinicians will finish with your analysis. If you are willing, we're going to send you an email. After payment for your screening test, I'll do the analysis, and I'm doing this as a gift. Probably I will do it for the remaining 2 days as a gift to everyone that is willing to. They're looking at me. I've extended it to tomorrow. You know, this program is for 3 days. I'm going to pile all the names, put it together, and do analysis for you for free, and first session in therapy for free. And the truth is, that report will tell you how many sessions of therapy that will heal the report that comes out from your analysis. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful. I'll see you tomorrow, same time. Bye-bye.